Welcome back, pioneers. Last episode, we turned crude oil into heavy oil residue and refined that into clean fuel. Today, we're finally squaring everything away and getting turbofuel producing so that we can start pumping it into fuel-powered generators. This is episode 9 of the complete Satisfactory playthrough and part 2 of our Turbofuel power plant trilogy. Before we dive in, if you haven't seen the previous episode, definitely go check that one out first. This build is a direct continuation of the refinery setup we made last time, and a lot of what we're doing here won't make much sense without that context. So if you missed it, hit pause, go watch episode 8, and then come back. I'll still be here. Now that we're all caught up, we can begin. But before we can even think about making turbo fuel, we have to solve one massive problem: getting all of the resources in one place. In order to make turbo fuel, we need two things: fuel, which we already have plenty of, and compacted coal, which we get by combining sulfur and coal. Our main bottleneck for this build is sulfur. There just isn't a ton of it on the map. So when I picked the location for this power plant, I had to make sure there were at least a couple of good sulfur nodes nearby. Luckily, there are two pure ones not too far away. The problem is coal. To get enough of that, we had to reach a little bit further out, which means it's train time. I never expected the hardest part of this build to be the long-range logistics. I spent probably 2 hours just building rail lines and all the infrastructure and train stations just to get everything moved back to the compacted coal facility. And that's just for the coal. I then still had to move the compacted coal down to the refineries to make the turbo fuel. So it's a lot of train tracks. Alright, so the numbers for this build aren't too complicated because, as I mentioned earlier, the real challenge was getting everything together in one place. We're pulling from 2 pure nodes each of sulfur and coal, giving us 1200 per minute of both. Those get combined with a 1-to-1 ratio for 1200 compacted coal per minute. From there, the compacted coal is then sent by train to another facility where it's fed into 80 refineries along with 1800 cubic meters of fuel per minute. The result? 1500 cubic meters of turbo fuel every minute. So when all said and done, we have 4,200 cubic meters of regular fuel and 1,500 cubic meters of turbo fuel ready to be used in the next episode. I've been trying to swap to a sci-fi kind of architecture style. I've got floating railroads and pointy bits everywhere. Let me know what you think. Hello and welcome to the tour for this episode. We're starting over here at the compacted coal factory. We've got one of our pure sulfur nodes right over here. And we have another one at the bottom of this spiral. And then our coal comes all the way from over there in the dune desert. We do have some other coal in the area. There's like 2 impure nodes around here, and 2 normal nodes around here, but that doesn't give us enough coal for what we're using it for. It doesn't give us the 1200 coal that we need for the sulfur. So, had to go all the way out to the dune desert to get more coal. This is where all the compacted coal is made. This building is actually pretty much completely encased. I didn't include an entrance because it's kind of just a backdrop building. I don't really plan to come back up here and spend time up here and hang out. Almost fell off the cliff. Oh my goodness. But this is the train station. I made these pillars kind of pointy. They're all a big blueprint. And then I added these walls on to be kind of spiky, give it a kind of sci-fi look. Let me know what you think. Did I accomplish the look, or is it just kind of the same? And if it's different, do you prefer this look or the previous style of building? I'm going to actually delete one of these walls to show you the assembler setups. This is all of our assemblers. We've got our sulfur coming in from that pure node that we have up here. And then all of this comes down from the top for our train station, coming from our train station. We have 24 assemblers in here total, 12 on each side. They are both overclocked to 200%. Both sides are overclocked to 200%. Giving us 50 compacted coal per minute per machine. That's 1,200 total. They all get fed down the line. Show you where they go. Put that wall back. They all feed into this wedge-shaped thing coming off the edge of the building. Into this room, where they get fed into a train station. I've got each line is coming out with 600, 2 lines of 600 compacted coal, and I've got them split into train cars so that each train car is getting 300 per minute. Since the stack size is 100, and it takes the train about 5 minutes to make a round trip, we want to make sure that we are able to get our entire throughput. It's a single line track. We can't add 2 trains like we did with the sulfur and coal inputs. I am going to head down to the refinery now, and I will catch back up with you guys once I get there. Alright, so here we are at the refinery train station. This one I did it a little bit differently. Where it connects at is actually just the walkways instead of the ground floor. I don't know if I like it more. It's kind of hard to get a really clean connection between the railways, catwalks, and other catwalks. So if you know a better way to do that, please let me know in the comments. I have been loving the comments with suggestions on what I should do for some builds. Please keep them coming. But this is the train station. All the compacted coal goes out and gets combined. These 2 freights get combined into 1 line of 600, and then these 2 get combined in another line of 600. They all come in here. Oh, I didn't go to the entrance. They get split up. So we have essentially 6 lines here of refineries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these 2 and this one get 1 line of the compacted coal. And then this one and these 2 get another line of the compacted coal. So each row of refineries is getting 200 compacted coal. And then the fuel is split up very similarly. It's 1 Mark II pipe full of fuel for every 2. So they're all getting 600. Each 2 lines of refineries gets 600 fuel. Very similar design here, kind of the same pillars. And we've got our huge industrial fluid buffers. They hold our fuel. Go down there in just a moment, but I really want to show you the entrance. I like this little design I did around this industrial fluid buffer. I think it looks pretty sick. This leads back into our blenders. This is what we did last episode, and all of our pipes actually run underneath this. And then this entrance I was very happy with. I think it looks pretty awesome with the lights and everything. It looks really cool at night. But yeah, let's head down to the end and I'll show you what all of this has been for. All right, and this is what all of this has been for. This is the turbo fuel. The 2 industrial fluid buffers on the ends are getting 600 fuel per minute. 600 turbo fuel per minute, and the one in the middle is getting 300 for our total of 1500. And we still have 7 lines of regular fuel coming from our blenders that I need to pipe over this way, but all of that is for the next episode, when in this area over here, we build our power plant. It's going to be 410, if I did my math right, fuel-powered generators, producing about 105 gigawatts of power. So we should be all set for the entire rest of the game on power. We might do something with nuclear. Probably not, though, honestly. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This has been the tour. And that's going to wrap up this episode. We've got our turbo fuel production up and running, and next time we're finally putting it to use, building the massive generator complex that's going to power everything we've made so far, and then some. But before I go, I just want to say a huge thank you. We just passed 100 subscribers. I seriously appreciate all the support, the comments, and everyone following along on this journey. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you feel so inclined. I've been Nuance. Peace out.